Hey guys, welcome to Math Class with Miss Brown. Before we get started with today's lesson, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more fun math videos. And make sure you guys like this video and share it with your family and friends. Now let's get started with today's lesson. Alright guys, so this is part 2. So we have 2 and 67 hundredths, and we're going to compare that against 267 thousandths. So first we got to make sure that the decimal numbers have the same amount of digits before comparing, right? So as you guys can see with our first number, we have a 2 in the ones place. On the other side, we don't have a ones place, so that's why I added the 0, right? So then we're going to look at the decimals, right? Right behind the decimals. The first number we have 67 hundredths, and then the second number we have 267 thousandths. I added a 0 to the other side because we want to make sure that both sides have the same amount of digits, right? So that's what we need to do. That's the first step. So now we're going to start comparing the digits from the left to the right. So we're going to look in the ones place on both numbers. I have 2 ones in the first number and 0 ones in the second number. So that tells me that 2 is bigger or greater than 0. There's no need to compare the other digits, so I'm just going to go ahead and cross them out. So that's how we compare decimals. We compare by place value. So we have 5 thousandths, and we need to compare it against 5 hundredths, right? So the 5 thousandths, as you guys can see, is 0.005. That has 3 digits, right? And then with 5 hundredths, as you guys can see, we have 0.05. So I added the extra 0 because I need to make sure that both sides have 3 digits. So in the tens place, I crossed out both the zeros because I can't compare them. So in the hundredths place, we have a 0 and a 5. And as you guys know, 0 is less than 5. And that's how we know that 5 thousandths is less than 5 hundredths. But I want to show you guys something else. So I'm going to go ahead and erase what we have here. All right, so I'm going to add the 0 back. Okay, look at both numbers, right? So we have a 5 in the thousandths place and then the 5 in the hundredths place. I underline both 5s. As you guys can see in the first number, let's count how many jumps it will take to get from the decimal point to the 5. That's 3 jumps, right? That's pretty far. Now let's count how many jumps from this decimal point to the 5. That's 2 jumps, right? So that's how we know that number is bigger. Okay, so whenever you're dealing with the same digit, right, in different place values, depending on if that digit is closer to the decimal, that means that that number is bigger. If the digit is further away from the decimal, that means that the number is less. Okay, we have another one. We have 5 and 27 thousandths, and we're going to compare it against 5 and 270 thousandths, right? So remember, make sure that the decimals have the same amount of digits before comparing. So the first number we have 3 digits after our decimal, and then the second number we have 3 digits after our decimal. So that's good. They both have ones in the ones place, so I crossed out the 5 because both the 5s are in the ones place. We can't compare 2 digits that are the same. So now we're going to go to the next place value, which is the tenths. So we have a 0 in the first number and a 2 in the second number. So that's how we know 0 is less than 2. So that makes the first number, 5 and 27 thousandths, is less than 5 and 270 thousandths. I hope this makes a lot of sense. Okay, so here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to pause this video and try this problem on your own. And then when we're done, we're going to come back together and go over it. Okay, you guys should be done. So first we have to make sure that the decimal numbers have the same amount of digits before comparing. So in the first number, we have 45 before the decimal, so that's a ones and a tens place. And then in the second number, we have a 1 digit before the decimal, which was just the ones place. I added a 0 to make a tens place. So now both sides has a 1 and a tens place. Now in the first number, we have 3 digits after our decimal. The second number, we also have 3 digits after our decimal. So now we have the same amount of digits on both sides. So now we can start comparing from the left to the right side, right? So we're going to start in the tens place, right? That's 4 tens, and then we have 0 tens. And what do we know? 4 in the tens place is more than or greater than the 0 in the tens place. The 0 just means that nothing is there. So that's how we know that 45 and 67 thousandths is greater than 4 and 867 thousandths. Okay, that's the end of today's lesson. You guys did amazing. Remember, it's going to take more practice. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share this video with your classmates and your family and friends if they need help in math. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Miss Brown _the_math_ teacher, and on TikTok at Miss Brown the math teacher. I'll see you guys in the next class. Bye.